Oh boy, Ben, can't believe that we're going all the way up to Canada to see Ubisoft Montreal. This is very exciting.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't find it though, and because it's a Ubisoft, we have to climb this mountain in order to unlock the rest of the map.
I know, Mount Royale is very tall, however, I think we're making pretty good distance, and I hope that once we get to the top of it, there'll be a small eagle who will be able to fly around and fill in the rest of our map.
That would be very convenient, even though, do they do smart eagles? Like, can we connect it to our phones?
Yes.
Okay.
I think in the newest Assassin's Creed that is a thing.
Okay, good.
Nice. Oh wow, we're here, right at the front doors. Let's head on in.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow, Ben, is this the game designer you were telling me about? Is this the guy that we're here to meet?
I think so.
Okay. Hello, my name's Ben. This is James. We've come all the way over from England from the game we've come from our games company, and we're here to make you a game, Mr Ubisoft.
Oh, you guys must be the Game Boys. I've heard all about you, but
No, we're not from the Game Boys. They're a rival games development studio.
Oh shoot!
We don't talk about the Game Boys, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're better than the Game Boys.
Yeah.
There's less of us, but higher talent.
I mean, okay, that's great. I mean, you did just assume that the one guy you met on the top of Mount Royal was named Mr Ubisoft, but
is your name not Mr Ubisoft?
no.
Okay, what's your name?
Denis.
Oh, okay. What, Denis Ubisoft or?
Sure. I don't know where
I knew it. I knew he was Mr Ubisoft, Ben. Right. Mr.
Dennis
Ubisoft.
Open World.
We'll call you Dennis, though. Let's keep this informal. We've got a lot of ideas to talk to you about today.
Wait,
right.
no, James. We don't have any ideas.
Wait, what?
I lost them.
Ben, you told me that. Mr. Ubisoft, could you give us 1 minute?
Sure.
Okay.
No, James. I lost all the ideas, and but it's okay. It's okay. Look at this. I've got a generator on my phone. It's going to generate nouns, and we can use those nouns to make the games.
I have an idea, Ben. Let's Mr. Ubisoft over there. I think if we can involve him in this discussion, I think that's going to make it more likely that he'll let us make the new Assassin's Creed game. So
Yeah.
let's be friendly on this one. Let's beat the Game Boys at their own game.
Okay.
Boys.
Yeah.
Mr. Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a spare meeting room? Do you want to go over some of the stuff that we've covered?
I mean, if you just climb a high enough tree, it's a pretty secluded spot to just have a conversation.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a kettle?
Yeah. I have a treehouse back there. Yeah, it's all fully equipped. We could just hang out.
Oh wow! I've
there
never
if you like.
I've never been in a treehouse with a fully working kettle. I feel like this is going to go pretty well.
I'll get us a coffee and a poutine. Not really sure what poutine is, but I'll get some, and we'll make a game, or some games, or all the games.
And we'll do it over time.
Like our ancestors did.
It's funny when they're stilted, it's fine.
You should edit out the gaps so they're not so stilted, but hey, well.
I'm so sorry.
You can cut in at any of this laughing points. Hi, welcome to Game Overtime. I'm James.
I'm Ben.
And today, we've got a very special guest with us, Denis. Say hello to the... Oh. Sorry, I cut you off. What did you say?
Denis Souvlaki.
Dennis
Souvlaki, Open World Ubisoft.
Absolutely.
I think this is going to be a good podcast. But Ben, why don't you explain to the audience at home what the prompt is this week?
Okay, we're using a website called writingexercises.co.uk, and it has a thing where you take 3 nouns, and so we generate 3 random nouns, and we take them, and we're going to turn them into a game.
So
via alchemy.
If you want to try this out yourself at home, the website address again is writingexercises.co.uk. But let's do this in alphabetical order. Ben, you go first. What's your three nouns?
Okay, so I've got patriotism, watch, and glasses.
Say that again. Patriotism, glasses, and...
watch.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
What if you wore these glasses?
I mean, okay. To start, you're a time traveling guy who has a watch that turns back time.
Okay.
And maybe he's a civil war's broken out in his country.
Okay.
And he's got to use his special glasses and special watch to travel back in time because he's a patriot.
Wait, what do
to
his
make sure the
glasses
Civil
do?
War.
Okay, what are the
I mean, they probably like see temporal shifts or something bullshit like that.
Okay.
And
Lamb.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dennis, could I pitch you an idea? Because I feel like you might appreciate this.
Sure.
Do you remember on the PSP version of those Metal Gear games, like Acid? Do you remember that it had the solid eye, which was a bit of cardboard that you could put over it, and you could watch
make it like 3D. Yeah.
And patriotism is a pretty big thing in the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh, it is.
What if you were Solid Snake, or like somebody who was like Solid Snake, but you lived in a world that you thought was normal, but by putting these glasses on, you saw what the world really was, which was the Patriots are everywhere. You can see their influence through television, through computers and
It's
stuff.
like the nanomachines or something are censoring it normally. But
Yeah.
your magic glasses like fix it.
Your magic glasses are stopping that from happening. Not sure whether watch figures into
You
this.
wear a
yet.
watch.
What if it's
You
not
wear
like
a watch.
what if it's not like a watch that you wear, but it's like the act of watch? Oh no, but
Oh,
this is a noun
yeah.
generator. Though,
Okay,
so
it
never
doesn't
mind.
matter. It's fine. Don't
Who
worry.
watches the Watchmen? That's right. But who
You are on
watches
watch.
the Patriots?
You're on watch for the Patriots.
Ooh, what if it was like a propaganda generator where you know like you know that Wii U game where it's like a sniper thing where you use the Wii U controller to look into people's windows?
Wait,
what if it
this a
it was
Patriot-
like that?
Yeah, but they're all
you
memes.
use it. Yeah, you shoot propaganda. You shoot American propaganda at me's
Okay.
with
This
these
game-
magic glasses
Are
of
we?
yours.
Oh, is this game going to be apolitical? Because Ubisoft don't like political games.
That's a fair point.
Ubisoft
that is-
shy away from that type of thing.
I mean,
They-
there's nothing political about shooting propaganda at people.
yeah,
What's political
Yeah,
about
no,
that?
you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
like
I
you just don't put any politics in it. It's all right.
As long as Donald Trump's not in it, which he's not going to be, and as long as that's
Jeremy
it.
Corbyn,
That's all you got to worry
he's
about.
not in it.
Well, Jeremy Corbyn's not going to be in it. He's not the the leader of the opposition
Yeah,
anymore.
no, he's not going to be in anything.
No, I know.
Anyway, Dennis, before we get too political, what are your nouns?
Okay, I've got deceit, mouse, and pencil.
Oh, I like it.
So
I've already got the idea in mind, but go ahead.
What have you? Okay, because so my idea is have you ever read that book? If you give a mouse a cookie.
No.
Sounds familiar, but go on.
So
Remind me.
it's a children's book about a mouse who receives a cookie, or it's more like postulating like what would happen if you were to give a mouse a cookie, and then if you give a mouse a cookie, then he needs milk, and if he drinks the milk, then he needs to go wash up after, and then if he washes up, then he notices he needs to cut his hair.
You
and
give
it's
him
like,
an inch and he'll take a mile. Kind
yeah,
of.
exactly.
Oh,
like he keeps
yeah,
going,
no,
and by the
this
end
is on
of
my
it,
reading list.
yeah, absolutely. But by the end of it, the mouse is like in like a whole other dimension. Like he's like decorating for Christmas, and it like makes absolutely no sense. But like
He's part of the
what if-
Matrix.
yeah, it's kind of like that paperclip trade that happened on like eBay or whatever all those years ago. So like,
Well, it's like the woman who ate the fly.
yeah, exactly. So like, what if like you're a mouse and someone like gives you something, and then you have to like figure out like the chain of events and like the trades that you can do to like deceive
like
them and like stab them in the back or something.
yeah, like like when you do the trade quest in a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like someone
quite
gives you a
like-
pencil and you trade that for like, or you like write like a letter and then with that pencil and you give it to
Okay.
someone,
My
to like a
idea is not
hitman
a-
who kills the person who gave you the
Ooh.
pencil.
That's the first
My
mission.
idea isn't as complex as that, unfortunately. My thought was you play as a mouse who lives in a house full of like 15, 16 human beings, and you decide one day, I want them out. They need to go. But being a mouse, obviously, like you can't fight them or anything like that. But what you can do is you can take your big pencil and you can write notes. And what you can do is you can write these notes in such a way that, like, say you send the note to the mother and you make it look like the father's having an affair. Or you give a note to the child that says that actually you were adopted. You're not actually part of the family. You basically you
just
try
tearing them apart.
You try and deceive this family through note making.
Oh, that's good.
It's just like a social manipulation.
How much agency do you get?
How many what?
How much agency do you get?
Oh,
like how customizable?
Basically, the main mechanic is the only thing that you can do as a mouse is write notes. Essentially, I don't know how you would do it. I think you'd have to like pull out like verbs and stuff like that, or what? Or basically, it's like if you put the right note in the right, like all the notes are pre-generated, and you have to put them in the right place at the right time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, essentially, like you could use like the same notes, or you could use the notes in different combinations. Like you could give the dad like the "you were adopted" card to make him confused and think like, oh, "Wait, am I really the dad of this family? Is this like what's happening?"
Wait, you mean he's adopted like as a dad? Like
yeah, I didn't think of that, but yeah, like similar to that.
What? Just a kid goes up to an adoption agency and picks their dad.
Yeah, exactly. All right, which one of you earns the most each year? All right, yeah, you're my dad. You come on over.
All right, which one wants to play cricket at the weekends?
Okay, what sports do you follow? Oh, basketball. Soccer. Yeah, all right, you're the dad for me. Come on over. I like it though, and I like the idea that like it looks like it. Like kind of cell shaded, like it's cutesy, but as a mouse you were doing like really despicable things. Because the end goal is to get everyone out of the house so you can have it all to yourself. Ben, what are you thinking? Have you got any?
I do have one, but it's not good. It's not a very good game. I don't think. It's just it's the first thing that came to my mind. It's a mouse with a pencil and he's committing tax fraud.
That could be a part of this one, though.
Yeah,
like the
maybe
that could be the end game is that you have to fill out the father's tax return forms, and you
so
basically
that he gets like arrested and then he gets kicked out.
Yeah, he gets arrested by the IRS.
No, but then at the end of the game,
but you need to do it in such a way that they're not going to repossess the house. It's like a real balancing
act.
At the end of the game, you're looking
like a Paragon system.
You're looking out the window at what you've done, and then you're like lonely and sad.
Ben, do you like the idea that this is like an evil version of Chibi Robo, where basically he does whatever he can to help out this family and bring them together, but you're doing everything you can to tear them apart?
Oh no! So it's set in the Chibi Robo universe, and he's going around trying to help everyone, and you're just fucking up everything.
Oh, he could be Chibi Robo's Virgil. Oh, that's good.
Oh wait, no, actually, I've just thought of the. Do you know there's a character in Bubsy who's a mouse? And he's called Virgil.
I didn't know that. Is he evil Bubsy?
I don't think so, but let me get a picture of him because he's very.
Is he like the same size as Bubsy, or is he like?
Yeah.
Is he the size of a mouse in regards to Bubsy, who is a bobcat?
But I don't really know much about the lore.
Oh yeah, that guy looks kind of like a.
He's a nerd.
Yeah, I mean Virgil's a nerd.
I would make a game about him. I wouldn't have him anywhere near me.
Yeah, that wouldn't sell anything.
No, I'm not getting involved in that. This is playing really well, by the way, for our audio listeners at home.
Yeah,
no, we're just looking at the picture of this mouse.
Yeah. Hey, meanwhile, what are the 3 nouns that I got? Well, crime.
Okay.
Worm. Coffee.
Crime, worm, coffee.
I'm trying to piece together this. Like, the only thing that I can think of is, like, you play as a worm who solves crimes and you drink coffee, which I feel is
like
a
very
bit too...
noir.
What if you commit the crimes instead?
Ooh, what coffee-related crimes?
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's not so many of those, I don't think.
I don't know.
There could be, though. Like, what if you stole coffee? Like, what if you... What if the worm's mechanic was? You remember that boss in Mario Galaxy where he's the big dragon and he like drills through the earth?
Yeah.
What if you do that but you're drilling through like coffee cups to try and like make holes to like pour coffee on the floor or something like that?
It's gonna be hot though, isn't it?
Well, but you're like a magic worm. You don't get burnt in the coffee.
You're the coffee worm.
You are the coffee worm. You're the coffee crime worm. The crime worm coffee. Ben, give me some thoughts. Give me some more. I can see a good idea in this, but I'm not.
So wait, what was the third word again?
Crime.
Is it
worm,
crime? Okay.
And coffee.
So you're a worm, obviously.
You're a worm.
That's a good start.
Let's establish this. You are a worm.
Yeah.
I think maybe drinking coffee makes you more powerful, and you just are committing
makes
crimes.
you longer.
Yeah.
Ooh,
like
snake.
snake or something.
Yeah, you have to go around.
Liquid snake.
You go around drinking coffee from everyone's desks, and you're trying to become bigger so you can commit bigger crimes. And you're literally just in an office space, taking sips of everyone's coffee.
I like the idea that you have to make yourself bigger in order to commit bigger crimes.
Yeah, at the beginning you're doing petty thefts, and by the end you're doing tax fraud again.
No, but you're literally you have to wrap yourself around people's legs to trip them up and kill them.
I was thinking more as an ant you can only do petty shoplifting, but if you were a whale you could do grand larceny or corporate fraud.
Yeah.
I like this, like an evil version of Evo or Spore, where you start as a single cell organism and then work your way all the way up. But the only way that you can evolve is by committing larger and larger crimes. This is good.
And coffee's just the way you survive.
Okay, yeah, coffee is that's our grading matrix, is that you fill a bar of coffee and when you get that up to the top, you power up and you evolve into, you go from a worm into a salamander who then does stick-ups, then you go into a dog who does kidnapping. Gex? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
You go, I feel like we're just describing Earthworm Jim becoming Gex.
It's like an evolution of video game characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never played any of the Gex games, but isn't his shtick that he says movie quotes?
Yeah, he goes into movie things.
And the thing is in America he has a Sonic the Hedgehog kind of voice, but in Britain they replaced his voice with some old British actor who used to do sexy British films. So he sounds like fucking what's his face, Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But he's still doing all the same old saying all the same old Gex stuff, which is very weird.
Wow.
Ben, do you know about this? I feel it might be a bit before your time, unfortunately.
I mean, I've read up about Gex, but I haven't heard about this before.
You read up about him.
This is true. I can confirm.
Wow.
Okay, this is confirmed. Hard confirmed. Dennis.
Yes.
I'm.
Oh wait,
next.
no, Ben, you're next.
No,
Ben, let's go back to you. What's your next prompt?
Right, I've got skill, clock, and water.
Okay, so it's like a skill-based game.
Yeah,
as
clock
opposed
to maybe it's a time. Maybe clock is a time-based.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. You have to
how many points? Is it gonna be like Tony Hawk but for water skiing or for surfing?
Oh no.
Is it Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer for the GameCube? Is that what we're thinking? Ben, have you ever played Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer for the GameCube? Basically, imagine Tony Hawk, but it's literally all you can do is go up a half pipe that is constantly moving forward, and that's it. It sucks.
Wow.
It is genuinely the worst.
Okay, an idea just popped in my head. I don't know if it has legs, but we're gonna just roll with it for a moment. So you know Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I love a good time loop. So there's a big clock in the middle of the screen that's okay, this is how much time you've got left. You are the ocean. And you are somehow manipulating yourself to mess around with the fish's lives.
The thing about how the ocean works is that the moon affects the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you're the closer the moon is, the bigger waves are.
But then what manipulates the moon? Okay,
what if you're the moon, just like in Majora's Mask?
You're the moon manipulating the ocean to manipulate the fish.
Okay.
And that's you're trying to sort out the fish's lives and make them better. And there's a skill tree probably.
Want to make the moon better?
Yeah.
You've unlocked more reflexivity. You can help bounce more light. And you've unlocked an American flag decal.
Yeah, and I don't really know where it's going with that, but there's the idea. Take it or leave it.
All right, take it or leave it. If you don't like the idea, get out. I don't. Let's put that on the maybe pile. I'm not sure if I'm loving it yet, but let's put that on the maybe pile. Dennis, hit us with another idea.
All right, these are 3 really good words, and there's only one game you can make out of rage, queen, and car. All right, it's drag racing, drag queens. That's it. It's done. It's like it's like Mario Kart, but it's drag racing instead. And instead of all the Mario characters, it's all of your favorite drag queens. That's it. That's it.
Ooh, what, from RuPaul?
Oh yeah, or real life, or whatever.
I like it because I'm imagining it's like more fashionable Mad Max.
Yeah,
like it's this kind of post-apocalyptic like future, but everything's kind of made out of like trashy old Louis Vuitton dresses and like mixed media. Oh, I do like this because you could have the element of like you're customizing your character to look as like badass as possible, but then you also have to make their drag racer look exactly the same.
Yes,
I do like the concept that a post-apocalypse game. A post-apocalypse game where the world is actually better after the apocalypse.
It rebounds.
People are more accepting of not gender non-conformity and drag queens.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel it. I like it.
This is really good.
You can have different like in Mad Max where they got like the war boys and stuff. You can have your own different clans. You could have like the glamour pusses.
The skinny legends.
Like, the skinny legends. Yeah.
The fab friends.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't say the B word because that was one of the rules that we came up with, even though I feel like it would be appropriate for this post-apocalyptic, trashy drag queen drag racing game.
It would be, yeah.
This is a big money. This is the sort of thing that Ubisoft should be making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not.
It could be an open world game. Easy.
Maybe they. I mean, Mr Ubisoft, what are you thinking of this?
Well, if it's a Ubisoft game, what would they have to what would you have to climb up to unlock your map?
A drag queen.
You have to go to the bottom. You have to go to the bottom of the catwalk, and then you sashay at the bottom of the catwalk, and that causes the eagle to go around, and that's what unlocks the map. You have to work your way down the catwalk, and some of the catwalks, they're simple, and then some of them, they've got people with cameras, so you have to work it to them, and then some of them have like rival models that you have to knock off. Oh yeah! Oh, I'm really liking this.
This is really good.
The only licensed song in the game is Absolutely Flawless by The Ones. That just plays non-stop all the time. We can get RuPaul will be in it. They can be our announcer for the drag races.
Oh, that's good.
I do genuinely like this.
Yeah,
idea.
this is really good.
Dennis, you got 2 and 2. You're knocking them out of the park. Bud.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. This is good shit. Right, let's hope for 3 good ones from me. Okay, I'm sort of getting ideas from this one. Friendship, castle, cellar.
So you think a dungeon crawler or something, or?
Yeah, I am. Or I'm thinking like a castle builder. You have to build a castle for all your pals.
You start in the cellar, and you've got to build up from there, and get loads of friends. All sorts. There's going to be vampires. There's going to be knights.
Mummies.
All the people that live in castles.
Yeah, when I think about it, all right, okay, famous people. It's like Family Feud / Family Fortunes, isn't it? Who's somebody famous that will live in a castle? The Queen, number 1. Okay, who's next? Dracula? Is Dracula on the board? Dracula, number 4. All right, give us number 2. A mummy? Oh, mummy is not on the board.
Yeah.
Right, so you can pick your playable character at the start. So you can either be, the Queen or Dracula.
Okay.
And he, I'm gonna pick Dracula just so I can do the voice. And
God dang it.
he's looking at the plans. He's thinking, so I have to go around town, make lots of friends, and invite them to my castle and extend it into the sky. And you've got OSHA you've got OSHA people coming over, and they inspect the building.
OSHA's coming over. The ordnance survey people.
They go around, they inspect your building, make sure everything's up to standard.
I don't know about this water feature, Count Dracula. It's a bit much.
And you got to get everyone in there. Big friends. It's a bit like Watam. There's going to be a mechanic. It's going to be a
big
Strand game.
By the way, Dennis, have you played Watam?
No.
It's like Death Stranding.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Snake's just getting it really well, as in it's like better Death Stranding.
Didn't it win Best Strand Game on the Writing on Gamescast? Or no,
It did win Best Strand Games on the Writing on Gamescast, that is very true.
But we're going to make the third Strand game. And this is going to
be the third ever Strand game.
Yeah.
Okay, which is Friend's Castle.
I think we're going to... Castle Jolly.
Okay, I like the idea that every room in the castle has to be made like specifically for each one of your friends.
Yeah,
so, like,
you get to decorate. It's like Animal Crossing. You got to decorate a room for each person that.
So
comes to your castle.
if one of your friends is a ghost, like everything needs to be like made out of ghost material, like ectoplasm.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a bat friend, everything needs to be upside down because he's on the roof. So like all his stuff needs to be there.
And for the queen.
For the queen, everything's solid gold.
Okay.
Real as hell.
You gotta get the golden Wii in there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the Queen's Golden Wii.
That's like an
needs to be in
accessory
there.
you can buy.
And then if any of your friends are bad, you got to put them in the cellar. You got to put them in the cellar until they learn. That's the trick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling legs on this one. It's not drag queens. It's not deceitful mouse, but I'm feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, give us one more idea before. Well, we'll give us one more idea review, and then we'll do the round again,
Right.
and then we'll go for free.
Delight, hammock, sheep. Now this one's easy.
Yeah.
Because hammock and sheep are like, you count a sheep when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's quite delightful.
So it's just Pokemon Sleep.
Actually, yeah, I do see. Well, actually, no, I see a better idea, which is that counting sheep, but you're in a hammock and you need to like a reverse rope skipping game. You need to move your hammock out of the way of the sheep jumping over it.
Oh.
And you need to keep doing reps of this thing. Like, so all the sheep are hopping over you to like get through. Some of them are a bit low, some of them are a bit high, but you need to keep the momentum going of this hammock.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good.
Cool.
You could use that'd be good for like a 360 controller because you could like move the joystick around like 360 degrees to. That's how you control the hammock. Or you could use like the triggers where the right one speeds them up anti-clockwise while the left one slows them down anti-clockwise, and you're like constantly pumping at it so the sheep are getting over. And then occasionally like the sheep change, like so some are small, then you have like black sheep that are faster, and then you got sheep with horns that like might rip it.
Do some of them like jump and things like that? Like
yeah, some of the sheep, like a sheep might not jump, but it might like slide under. It might do like a ninja slide.
Okay.
One of them, sheep might be riding other sheep.
Ooh.
And then we could have the backgrounds like distorting like Tetris effects.
Right.
As like a woman sings like ambient music over it.
And like the
trance
challenge
music.
is like you have to like try not to actually in real life fall asleep.
Fall asleep.
Yeah.
No, that's what speedruns of the game are. It's just how long can you last.
They do it at AGDQ next year, but they booked out an entire 2 days for it because that's how long a single playthrough is of this game.
And I think you're gonna have the game is gonna have on the back of the box a quote from me, and it's just gonna say simply delightful. And there we go,
like
fit
it.
delight in.
I like the idea that there'd be two versions of this game, where one of them is a simple one like Tetris, but then there is also a Tetris Effect version of this for VR. It's just trance music and a woman like screaming over it as the background distorts and
we
changes.
Could have Sheep 99.
Oh yeah, we could do we could do a battle royale version of it where there's 100 hammocks and thousands of sheep, and you need to keep the hammocks spinning as the sheep
you can
coming.
like somehow catapult them into other people's games.
Yeah! Oh, that's good. Or like you can make your hammock bigger and like knock out other hammocks with it.
Okay, does anyone have a name for this?
Go to sleep.
Go to sheep. Now that's a good one. Bang.
No, but sleep.
Sleep.
Okay.
Well, as in SH-LEEP.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Oh yeah, leap
call
as
it
well.
Go to sleep, and then we get Sean Connery out of retirement before he passes away, and he can do the advert for it.
Okay.
I've been playing a new game. It's called Go to Sleep. It's very good. Dennis, are you next? I think.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this one's a little bit morbid, to be honest.
Oh,
I don't see how. It's sacrifice, phone, and coffin.
Now
I'm thinking it's like a game about like learning how much time you sacrifice to your phone before you die.
Ooh, like a Banksy game.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's like a walking simulator.
It's
And
like it's like a boomer meme, but like as a video game.
It's a video game. It's a video game tie-in to the film Countdown. Have you seen that? Have you seen the trailer?
Oh
for
yeah. I was thinking more it's a video game tie-in to like that one picture on Facebook of like a guy holding his phone and it's like
and his face
shackled
is
to his
falling
hand or
into it.
something. Or yeah, something
oh
like
god, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no,
the Banksy. Yeah, that's what it is. This is like the Banksy game. Like you know how like in the end of like some war games it puts up a quote saying like you were the real villain all along.
Yeah.
Like this is what this is the energy that this game has throughout.
And it's a mobile game,
because
of course.
I was thinking more like kind of like a quirky, you play as Death, but you're like playing like a modern version of Death, where rather than just going around and like pointing his finger at people, he does it all through his mobile phone, but like he needs to ring people up in order to...
Oh no,
so,
James, I got something better.
Okay, alright, hit me with it.
Okay, so he goes around, he's deaf, and he goes around and he has to take selfies with people. And it kills them.
Death selfies! Ooh.
Yeah, and like you have to kind of have a social aspect where you talk to them to get them to actually like agree to take a picture of you, because you've got to do it consensually.
I got an idea as well. Depending what you take the selfie in front of, that's what kills the... Like if you do a selfie in front of a nice car, they get hit by it. Or like if you do a selfie in front of a waterfall, they fall off it.
Yeah, and you've got like missions to complete, like Hitman style like tasks that you got to deal with. Maybe don't get spotted as deaf, and you got to like disguise.
What's the ghost game? Fatal Frame?
Yeah,
where
the
you
one with
take
the
pictures
camera?
of ghosts.
Yeah.
Basically, you're taking pictures to make ghosts rather than already existing ghosts. I like this. This is good. Yeah. Oh, what do we call it though?
This phone will be the death of me.
I feel like could we combine selfie and something like spooky together? Like Delphi. No, not quite.
Delphi?
Delphi.
Yes.
A Delphi, yeah. Set the island of a Delphi. We'll come back to a name.
What about kill phone?
Killer app.
Hey, there.
Oh wow!
All right. Is that Babe Ruth over there knocking another one out of the park? Wow, that's amazing. Right, I've got one more one. I've got one more one before we go to coffee break then, which is, these are some weird ones, but pain, sky, shoes.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking like Mario, like he jumps on people to cause pain from the... So like a Mario game but is set from the perspective of the ground.
Right.
Like the opposite of jumping Flash, where like the camera goes like above your head so you can figure out where you are. No, it's the opposite. The camera snaps immediately to the ground the moment that you jump into the air.
Okay. Another idea.
Hit me with it.
You're in the clouds, and you have to pick your drop location. You are Mario.
Okay.
And you select your drop point, and then it goes into a first-person camera where you have to fall on top of something.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, like pilot wings, but first person.
Yeah, and
you
like you
just
can
see,
pick
like, your
what
feet
you can pick what you
dangling
want to drop onto, like a Goomba or a Koopa.
I feel like, and I don't want to say it because this is a family-friendly podcast, I feel like this would be somebody's fetish game. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, that's why you're wearing shoes.
What noise is that, Dennis?
That's why you put shoes on.
Sorry, what was that, Ben?
That's why you put the shoes on. Maybe...
Okay, so the shoes are to mitigate that. Because I was thinking, like, you know in old episodes of Monty Python where, like, the big foot comes out of the clouds and crushes something? A game like a game where you do that, but I don't know what the mechanic would be, and I don't know what's the motivation. Why are you crushing stuff with your big foot? Because whenever they used to do it in Monty Python, it was like as a joke. I guess you can do it like WarioWare, where like situations happen really quickly, and you have to figure out when the funniest moment is to like stamp on something with a big foot. Okay, all right. There's ideas.
Also, if you complete the game quick enough, just like the old Metroid games, you do get to see the shoe come off the foot.
Oh no, please no.
In really detailed as well.
No.
Yeah, all the budget's going to that. Like the rest of the whole game is gonna look like a PS1 game. That's gonna be looking like a PS6 game.
You can get Quentin Tarantino to narrate it. What do we call it, though?
Footloose.
Footloose, there we go. Sorted. Footloose, but in between foot and loose is a lightning bolt, like because it's coming out of the sky.
Ah, good.
Foot Zeus.
Oh, yeah. Quentin Tarantino's foot Zeus. There we go. Nice.
Cool.
Hey, horrible. Do we want to have a short coffee break before we come up with some more ideas?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Welcome to the coffee break section of Game Overtime, where we also have a special guest today. But before we get into that, Ben, do we want to do our plugs?
Yes, and I'm going to start by thanking Maxo, who does the music for the podcast. They are very good songs, and you can find his Bandcamp in the podcast description.
Thank you very much, Maxa. If you like the podcast and you want to hear more of it and you want to help us get up the charts, please make sure to rate us on iTunes or your podcasting app of choice because, like I said, it does help us get up. We were pretty high up in the Netherlands not too long ago. From the Netherlands, they love Game Overtime. I don't know whether you know this, but they can't get enough of it. Even though it's an English language podcast, we should re-record these in Dutch.
Yeah, that's going forward.
If not Dutch, then
is that
in
what
a
they
Dutch
speak in Netherlands? Don't they speak like Neanderthal?
Netherlands-ish. No, they speak Dutch. If we can't actually speak Dutch, we should speak in Dutch accents like Goldmember.
Yeah, they'll like that.
I think that would be just as good. Ben, have you seen Goldmember, by the way?
No.
Okay, fucking Dennis, I know for a fact
you've seen. I have not.
You have
or not in a long time, like when I was a kid.
Okay, because I feel like the Austin Powers films you must have seen one of them at least. Okay. But hey, by the way, my name's James. I make videos on YouTube under the name Hot Cider. I haven't yet. Most of the videos are under the name Games D, but they've now changed over to Hot Cider as I've now tried to combine my online different personas together. But Ben, what about you?
I have a channel too. It's called HeyItMeBen. Go there, and maybe you'll see a video at some point in time.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. In the next few years.
Before we properly introduce our guests, because I feel like we've got quite the good opportunity to do so here, hey, if you like Game Overtime, you can support us on Patreon. It doesn't cost you a lot. You can do it every month or every time. Oh, is it every month? No, it's every time a podcast goes out, right?
No, it's every month.
Okay,
you are part of the You are subscribed to it, so I hope
this
you
is
know.
why I said that it would be a good. This is a good segue. So first things first, we would like to thank Rebecca, thank you very much.
And
Ben, who else would we like
I'd
to
also
thank?
like to thank my two podcast friends right here for also supporting the podcast on Patreon.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, on the podcast today, playing the role of Denis Ubisoft is our good friend LambHoot.
Hey,
Lamb.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Pretty good. You guys?
Yeah, not doing too bad.
We never get asked that. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny. We do Game Overtime every week. We, put all the time into it. Nobody
week.
Every week. And nobody ever thinks to ask us how you doing, how you getting on, because, we work overtime to make Game Overtime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We push it to the limit every week. So it's nice to know that people care.
Yeah,
Denis, tell us about your channel.
Okay. It's called LambHoot. And guess what kind of videos I make? They're about games. And
I thought they were about lambs.
They're about what? Sorry.
Lambs.
Oh, I
I
mean,
got to ask, where does the name come from?
I think I told you once, but
I'm sure you have, but I can't remember.
yeah, it came from, so my this is a story. So my stepmother's father, so my step grandfather, came to visit us one time, and he's part German, and he really likes to show that off. And
Okay.
we were having breakfast, and he was teaching me German insults, and I had done something stupid, and he called me. Well, I know you guys said not to swear, but can I swear in a foreign language?
You can.
Yeah.
Is it Zweihund?
Yes, yeah. He called me a Schweinhund, and then I didn't know what that meant, so I said, "Well, you're a." I mean, I understood the word swine, so I responded back to him, "Well, you're a LambHoot." And then I thought that was a really interesting word, and everybody in my family made fun of me for it. But then it just stuck, and that was it.
That's a really good origin. That is a true original origin story.
Thank you.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
That is good, because I know there's that meme going around on Twitter at the moment, which is
Yeah,
like where
yeah,
did you get
explain
handle
your thing.
from? Yeah, where I literally explain mine is it's an anagram of my surname, and Ben, yours is literally just hi, hello, it is me, Ben.
Yeah.
That's my name.
Well, my old one was a I didn't like my old one. That's why I changed it. But that was part surname, part word.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mm.
Right.
But, Lam, what sort of games do you cover in your channel? Are we gonna mention the thing? Are we going to say the forbidden name on this podcast?
What forbidden name?
It begins with
SpongeBob.
an et. Oh.
Sorry.
The man who, as they say in Harry Potter, he's the one who lives in a pineapple at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most people would. No, I wouldn't say most people, but I would say that did. Some people would say, "Oh, LambHoot, you made that video about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom."
Yes.
Quite a few about SpongeBob's.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake. I mean, everybody makes a mistake when they start out. You just never expect that, that mistake
I never stop making mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
When it started. Literally one after another, from the name of the channel to going, you know what? I don't want to make another video about Super Mario Odyssey like everybody else. I want to find an interesting angle on this. What can I do? Let's think this out.
I love that video.
I do like the video as well.
Yeah.
I've grown to like it since its release, but me and Ben, that's why we started doing the podcast, because he was like, what kind of fucker would make a video like this? And then he met me and said, I know that I need to make podcasts with this man.
He can picture Mario as an RPG. I bet he could picture Luigi as a sports game. And that's how we got here.
Halo was a sports game.
Yeah,
that was the thing that I said. So.
Wait, how?
I can't remember the argument that I made, but basically I think I said that it was because sports are basically just like fast wars. They're all about tactics, and they're all about like overwhelming power, and it's all about like making decisions minute by minute, which I feel like you could extrapolate to every single game made.
Yeah.
But I think the reason that I picked Halo was because of the fact that it had because like in most first-person shooters you may be going up against like maybe one or two people at a time. Halo, like the benefit of that was that it could kind of stick like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 like different enemies at you at a time, so it was a bit more like, oh, do I pass, rather than do I pass the ball to the keeper or do I keep pushing forward with it, it's like, oh, do I use this gun or do I like do this or whatever.
Which is something you can only say about Halo and no other game ever made.
Literally only Halo.
Yeah.
Hey now.
You're a rock star.
Okay.
Get your game on.
So,
go play.
Lam,
right.
Yes.
Question. Another one. You've been playing anything recently?
Not really. I mean, like 30 minutes before this, I started playing Sniper Elite 4. That's about it.
Tell us about Sniper Elite 4, because I haven't played any of the Sniper Elite games.
I mean, I used to play one of them with my brother back in the day, because it had it was like one of the few games that had like split screen co-op on the PS2, and I remember liking it, but yeah, I don't know, there was this new one, and I've been wanting to make a video for a long time about it, but I've never played it, so I installed it a few nights ago, and I played like 20 minutes of it. I mean, I'm like about an hour of it. I mean, it's very So far, it's really, really good. It's very, like, there's a lot of, like, emergent opportunities, and the open world is really, really cool. And I like that they really, like, go in on, like, they go hard on, like, the World War II aesthetic. So it's not like a Metal Gear Solid game where, like, you alert the guard and then they radio the whole base and now everybody's on alert. It's really, like, sound-based. So it's, like, how loud the things you do are, and, like, only people within those radiuses will hear. And it's pretty cool for stuff like that.
Is it like one of those things where you could shoot like a bottle and then somebody will go and inspect the bottle and then you could shoot them or something like that?
I haven't done anything with like bottles, but I've done like, I've thrown rocks and I've shot like canisters and stuff. But you can definitely like it's one of the games where like you have to like wait for like a plane to fly overhead before you can shoot a guy. And then you need
like noise.
Yeah, and then you have to like quickly like you have to like constantly balance like, is it worth killing a guy from far away? Because if you do, then you won't be able to like go grab his body and hide it before someone else sees it. So there's like a lot of like there's a lot of cool shit. Sorry, stuff.
I was gonna say, so how much of it is like, because like whenever I think of Sniper Elite games, I think of. Did you ever play Hitman 2, like the latest one?
No, but I feel like they're basically like, these two games are like brothers.
I was gonna say, do you know that like Hitman 2 had that entire sniper mission mode to it?
Where you like, you mean like an optional mode where you just like were a sniper?
Yeah, well, basically it worked a bit like the old arcade game Sniper Scope, where because what I was gonna say is that what it feels like with Sniper Elite is that it's kind of got two modes to it, which is sort of third person moving around, sort of Metal Gear Solid V light stuff, but then there's also the sniping element of it where it turns more into the shooting gallery, where literally in Hitman there is both of those, but they're two completely separate modes, whereas there is the Hitman third person shooting, moving around doing stuff, but then there is this sniper mission mode where it is just a shooting gallery to an extent, but it's a shooting gallery that's got bits of Hitman's mechanics to it, where you can create distractions with stuff like that, but literally the only way that you can do that is through shooting bullets places.
You're still like a static in a static position and everything.
Which I thought was cool, but like it kind of sounds like Sniper Elite, because that is its bread and butter, it kind of does a bit more with it.
Yeah, I feel like it does. It's like a big game of like cat and mouse, and like like shooting people and then like leaving a trap behind and moving to an next position. Like you're always like moving in this game is what I'm noticing so far, which like in a stealth game I haven't really noticed before. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of games where you're constantly moving around, but this one, like, you really have to, or people will like center in on you, which is pretty neat.
That's quite cool.
That's neat.
Yeah,
I've never tried. Isn't there one of the Sniper Elites as DLC or whatever where you can shoot Hitler?
Yes, I think so.
How exciting.
Yeah. There's
also the zombie spin-offs as well, from what I remember.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think there's Sniper Elite like Zombie Army or something like that. I know it was one of them. Yeah, I don't know. I've been meaning to give them a try. They're always like one of those games that whenever you go into a game store, that I always
they're always like on
them.
discount.
Yeah, they are like perpetually discount. Like they are like the classic AA or like single A game. Like they've been around since the PS2 era, yet people still buy them, and they probably don't cost a lot to make. So it's like, why not just keep doing them? So like Colin McRae games, even though it's weird that they continue to make Colin McRae racing games despite the fact that Colin McRae has been dead for 15 years. It's just hard to think about, But I mean, I guess they Ubisoft still call stuff Tom Clancy's whatever, and he's been like, he's passed away like about a decade ago now. So.
Yeah, they've been adapting his apolitical books.
Yeah, they adapted all of apolitical books into games. Ben, what about you? Have you been playing anything exciting?
Exciting, maybe not, but I guess most notably recently I've been playing the Talos Principle.
What do you think of the Talos Principle? Yeah, Lam, you know what the Talos Principle
Isn't that
right?
That's the one where you're like a robot solving a bunch of weird puzzles with like a cool looking device?
Yeah.
So, most interesting thing about it, which always makes me crack up whenever I think about it, made by the people who make Serious Sam.
Yeah, no, that is funny. It's unlike
they
Serious
said, you know
Sam.
what? Let's make a slow, methodical game where you play as a robot about the nature of humanity, and then let's go back to making a really fast Czech shooter where there's people with bombs for hands that scream at you.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about the Talos Principle then, Ben?
Basically, what it is, it's a puzzle game, kind of. It's first-person puzzle game, kind of like Portal in that respect. It's you go through like little chambers and do a puzzle, and you get more things as the game goes on, more mechanics. It starts off with these jammers that can jam doors, and then you get these light reflecting things and fans and all sorts of stuff. And it's mechanically it's pretty basic. Like one thing I really like about Portal and this is that you get the core concept down very quickly, and then it's really just how they ramp it up, and I think the puzzles are good.
They kind of build on top of it as it goes along, I guess.
The puzzles are very good. I really like them. And I like the story. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
what say?
The story's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story's cool.
Wait, okay, I'll let you say your thing first before I go more into detail on that.
Right. Ben, have you played The Witness?
I have not. I always mean to.
I was going to say, because whenever I see bits of the Talos Principle, it always makes me think of The Witness.
Yeah. I get that vibe too.
I was going to say, Lamb, you played The Witness, right?
I haven't, but I would... Well, isn't like The Witness like you're kind of mostly just staring at those like 2D puzzles for most of the game?
Well, it's the thing of it is that it's an island exploration game like Myst, but the main way that you interact with the world is that you do line puzzles, essentially. And like the way that they build up on it is that like you start with doing a simple maze, and then sometimes the mazes are reflected, and then sometimes there's different rules, like, you can only go one way around a white block and then this way around a black block and stuff like that. And they kind of slowly build on from there. But the way that it's structured is more like a open world, where the idea is that you solve the first batch of initial puzzles, but then you can basically go into zones that are all built around like a single mechanic, red blocks or like shape blocks and stuff like that. But how's Talos
the progression's
structured?
Interesting, because like you're basically collecting all these Tetris pieces that you use to progress. It's kind of confusing, but you've got to and you can technically do as few puzzles as you want to get the pieces you need to go to the next area, because there's like more than enough to get like bonus stuff, and I assume. And you've also got these like non required stars that are either basically in each bigger area there's a star that you can collect, or two maybe, and they're usually puzzles that are I don't know how to explain it. You've basically got like, you're in a small area, there's 4 different puzzle rooms, but these puzzles, there'll be like one grand puzzle that you can actually like do between rooms somehow.
Oh, okay.
And in one of them that I really liked, it basically meant going around, I knew where the star was, and I knew I had to get a light from one different puzzle to this one. And I essentially connected it to a light that was in the sky, and it was like very observation skilled, exploration based, and it just cool. It was very cool, and I like. That
sounds very cool.
Piecing the dots together and getting to that point. And the story is good. I like how it's delivered. I enjoy.
Did they explain what the Talos Principle is?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super far in it. I'm on the second main area, so I'm not
But the title, the Talos Principle, do they explain what that is?
Yeah, they do explain what the Talos Principle is.
What is it?
I believe it's if something has blood, it's alive or something like that. That's my my basic understanding of it. But yeah, it's all about like what it means to be human, and there's a lot of mystery based on. There's this god voice, and there's these computers, and you don't know what to believe, and there's all this. There's a lot of mythology in it. You start out in ancient Greek mythology, but then you go into like ancient Egypt mythology, and it's cool. I like it.
It's very heady for the people who make the Serious Sam games, where famously there are enemies that aren't very heady because they have no heads but bombs for hands. Have you played any of the Serious Sams, by the way, Ben?
No, but I did once pitch them a Serious Sam dating sim.
Yeah, I was going to say, you pitched them a dating sim on Twitter. I remember that.
They never replied.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Would you pitch him a Talos Principle dating sim?
I don't know what you date. There's only one character that talks.
You just
Would
date
you date
yourself.
puzzles?
It's a game about learning to love yourself.
Oh, that's
there we
good.
go.
Yeah, no, that's a good dating sim. Okay, wait, save that for after the bit.
Like RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, who the hell else is going to love you?
Damn, that's pretty deep.
Damn. Very deep from RuPaul.
That very deep from the people who make Serious Sam.
Very deep from the people who make Serious Sam and RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, James, what you been playing anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. I've been playing literally nothing since the last time we did a podcast. I went away for Christmas.
Hey, nice.
I did bring a Switch with me, and I haven't touched anything. Like, I played a little bit. Played a tiny bit of Mario Maker just to try out the Zelda stuff, which is okay. No, the only stuff that I've really been doing is like just working away at stuff. Like I've been working on this video project, which I think is going to be quite exciting when it comes out. And it's kind of a build-up from what we were talking about when we did the Game of the... It wasn't the Game of the Year podcast. It was a Game Overtime episode of the Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Christmas Game of the... You know, it was the Christmas Game Overtime episode that somehow became the Writing on Games cast Games of the Year episodes. We should try and get... We should... I think... I was going to say Lamb, but no, Lamb, you're here. You are here on this podcast. I think Hamish did say that he would do it if we did ask him. So
right,
it is.
I mean, yeah, you could ask him.
We could. We could get Hamish and Nico on it.
Oh yeah, Hamish and Nico for episode 20.
There we go.
Hell
Better
yes.
yet, I was working on a Hamish Black impression when I was hanging around with Sean.
Oh no.
A few weeks ago.
Oh no.
It didn't go. I won't use it now. In fact, if we can get Hamish on, I might let him listen to it.
Okay, that's gonna be the big reveal.
That's gonna be the world exclusive live at the Game Awards.
We'll do a bit where we have to guess whether or not James is talking or Hamish is talking.
We read out famous biblical quotes, and you have to work out, is it Hamish or Famish?
And if we are unable to get Hamish on the podcast, I really hope your impression is good enough to just...
No, that we can't get Hamish, but we can get Nico on the podcast.
No, we'll just...
And I just follow in double duty.
Yeah, we're just like James wasn't able to make it today, so it's just me, Hamish, and Nico. Say hello, Hamish.
I like this idea.
At that point, it's just the Writing on Games cast plus Ben.
Yeah, we could pretend like we're doing we could do a fake Writing on Games.
You could have the
cast.
music play.
We could do Bitbusters. We could do all this stuff.
Right, it's gonna be really awkward if people don't know who Writing on Games is.
I think it. I don't want to be. I think it might be more likely people listening to Writing on Games than Game Overtime at this point.
I know, but like, I don't know what the crossover is.
I imagine there's crossover. I imagine there's a bit of...
I mean, there's me, and there's...
Yeah, exactly. Lamb, he knows both.
I mean, like, everyone...
Lamb, have you been on the Writing on Games cast yet?
No.
When are they letting you on? Is the idea that this is like the initiation ceremony? If you can pull it off on Game Overtime, they'll let you on. Like,
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, sorry.
If anything, it makes it less likely.
Would it be cocky if we went up to them and said, "Hey, do you want to be on our podcast?" And then after recording with them, say, "Okay, now it's our turn on yours."
I don't think so. I was hoping that after we had King K on ours, that we were going to be on the well-deserved fun cast.
I think it was cancelled by the time he got on ours.
Yeah, by the time we got to it, it morphed into the last live podcast.
Yeah, his podcast kind of died. That sucked.
A shame, really.
I mean, so did the last life. So
hopefully, if we can get Fork and Jesse on this one, we might be able to go on
Indie
Bites podcast.
Yeah,
that might be nice.
I'd have to play an indie game.
We'd have to play.
That's disgusting.
Could we come up with the indie game that we then cover on Indie Bites podcast?
That'd be so good. That'd be such a good crossover.
That is. Yeah. Oh yeah. The problem is we would actually have to make the game though. But
no, if we just make up enough shit about it, and then like.
Imagine if we get to the halfway point on the Indie Bites podcast where it's usually like, right, and now we're going to go into spoiler territory, and they play the music and they come back and it's like, yeah, guys, There's no spoilers because this game doesn't fucking exist. I can't tell you shit. It's just shit about all these mechanics, but it don't exist. Like, you can't talk into the bar.
I think that'd be a real test, though, if we can talk bullshit for about an hour about a game that we've made up.
It would be good. There's the test.
Right.
What game would we take on, though? What would be the game that we... Would it be Mouse Deception or... or Drag Queens? That's the question.
It is the question. Or would it be one of our minute ideas?
Oh, yeah, or one of the minute ideas like Fat Dog Joy Boy.
Those
or,
are so good. Punch in.
Or Punch In.
Yeah.
If we get big enough, I do genuinely want a game jam of like some of the stuff that we've come up with.
Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah, basically just throw prompts at, throw our games at people and say, make this one, okay?
I am still thinking of trying to do a Mealtroidvania.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I do genuinely want to make like a 3-course or 5-course meal where, as you eat into it, there are bits that can unlock other bits of the meal.
How about a 10k sub special?
There we go. There's the idea.
Yeah, hot cider.
10k subs for Game Overtime or 10k subs for hot cider?
For hot cider.
Okay.
You should. Right, you could just like hide like keys in the food, and then like the keys like open.
Yeah.
Like
I think the idea was that like in the souffle there was a fork that you could then eat and then there was a knife in it.
I know we're not doing the Mealtroidvania episode anymore, but like I just have a really stupid one. Basically, you've got a lactose intolerant person, and their meds are in one of them.
No.
Or somebody with diabetes, and their shot of insulin is underneath the ice cream bowl. The ice cream covered in chocolate sauce and M&Ms. God, it'd be like the microwave hall in MGS4 for somebody who can't eat sugar. How did we end up on this giant... I think I was going to talk about the campaign I was running, but I won't go into that too much. But it's been nice. It's been nice every week slowly chipping away at this thing, and from a game design standpoint of having a mystery in place that has been sort of developed as the adventure develops, which has been real nice.
That's true. Yeah, you were talking about that in your in the Christmas episode. That was cool.
Yeah, Lamb, what's your experience with any kind of like tabletop stuff?
Like none, sadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I always say to people, like, if it's if like game design or whatever is like kind of your thing, you should always, even like not seriously, just kind of dip your nose into it and kind of look into it, because it is like, it's especially for like RPGs and stuff, it is like the building blocks of everything that's come since, But yeah, it's cool. It's been a nice creative exercise, and I kind of feel like once all is said and done and everything's finished with it, I can finally move on to do something else creative, like maybe make videos again. But hey ho, let's see what happens with that. Right. I think that takes us up for a pretty good time. So should we go back to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
All work, no play.
Let's do it, boys.
Okay. I'm really sorry. I feel like my general awkwardness has like killed like any like immersion in this one. Like,
no, I wouldn't say so. I think
like I'm forgetting that like we're supposed to be in a treehouse. There could be like so much we could be going on, like riffing on this treehouse. We got nothing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes we just forget details. Apparently, I'd forgotten the fact that we made our boss a vampire, so that's something that maybe needs to come back at some point.
By the way, Ben, can we keep all of this conversation in as we after the transition, because it's all really good.
Anyway, welcome back.
Right. Whose goal was it last? Oh, it was mine. So. I think we did a full circle. So Ben, I think you need to go again. Yeah.
Truth, glasses, bookcase.
I feel like there's a lot of like similar words in these. Yeah.
Should I regenerate or?
Yeah, to regenerate that one.
Okay. Actually, wait. You know what?
I've
just found a new generator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just start. Okay, so it's a random plot generator.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay.
And so I've got a main character is a woman in her early 40s who is very courageous, and the situation is a sudden storm blows up.
Okay.
And the theme is it's a story about rebellion.
Sorry, paste that in. Run me through it. Okay.
I feel like this kind of like now we only can do narrative games though.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, you know, we've done all the indie games now. We've done all the small games. Now we're doing the AAA bangers here.
Mm-hmm.
These are all the... This is the stuff that Ubisoft is known for.
Yeah.
It's what we're doing here. So, I mean, it sounds like old Lara Croft is the thing in this. Lara Croft, she's got all the treasures.
Okay.
There's no more treasures left to find, so she's stuck in her house. But then, suddenly a storm blows up, and she decides... Not a fan of this storm.
Fuck this. I'm going to rebel against the storm.
Let's rebel against
She
this
starts
storm.
like protests in the streets.
Yeah.
But that only makes the storm worse.
She lives in a big-ass mansion, which, actually, no, Lara Croft does live in a big-ass mansion, doesn't she? That's her shtick.
Oh.
Yeah. What if the mansion gets hit by so much storms that it turns like into a mansion from Uncharted where the thing falls apart in such a perfect way that you can climb it? Oh, I didn't have anything more to that. I was just thinking that'd be a nice mechanical thing. Is the house falls
what
apart?
if it's a game about climate change, and it's apolitical,
Okay.
and the climate's changing, and there's storms everywhere now, and
Right.
basically
as
they
the
feel
game.
oppressed by the storms, and she's gonna rebel against this, and
Well, like the Extinction Rebellion, to be topical.
and it's a first-person shooter where she goes out and she starts shooting the storm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I like that because, like, I'm thinking if you were like a tornado and you shoot towards the storm, like the bullet's gonna get caught in like the orbit of the tornado, so you need to shoot it at just the right thing.
Yeah, you have
the
to
bullet's
literally hit
gonna
like
go
the heart
inside
of the storm.
the eye. Yeah, you need to find the eye of the storm and you need to shoot.
And it'd be like
it.
you'd be like an on-rail kind of shooter thing. You could like fly into the storm clouds, and like
yeah, you could drive into
navigate
the
them.
storm. And then the thing turns into like, you know, in like old Kirby games where they do like a side-scrolling level, but it's going up a column, so the column rotates. Yeah, you're doing that, but it's like you're like climbing on cows. And,
I feel like there's a game
cars.
like this. There's like wasn't that like that cowboy game on the 3DS exactly like this, where you're like you have a level in a tornado, and you're like walking around the tornado until you get to the top or something.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah, I swear I played this. What was that
game is
cowboy game? That like orange cowboy game?
Oh, Gunman Clyde.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a like a level exactly like this.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
Neat. I like that a lot. So Gunman Clive in 3D.
Yeah.
But he's Lara Croft.
Exactly.
And it's based on Extinction Rebellion. We're making a game for the Extinction Rebellion. Us and Greta, we're going to get this shit done through games.
Yeah,
we're gonna say,
it's
hey,
Greta and her mother.
Right, XB1, PS4,
Yes.
Wii U, Switch, and PC.
Only consoles that can be recycled.
Yes,
yes.
there we go. And it's got to be e-figs. English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish. We're hitting all the major markers with this. Dennis, generate us a plot.
Okay, hold on. Let me drop this in there.
Hit any generator on the site you like. We're going.
So a man in his 60s who can be quite adventurous, and a woman in her 70s who is very stubborn. The story begins in a restaurant. Someone is lost. It's a story about eternal youth, and your character attempts to keep a low profile. So what I'm thinking, this is a lot to digest.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I pasted it there. But what I'm thinking is it's a man who's in his 60s who has discovered a way for him to become extremely young again and basically like press reset on his life.
Oh, okay, like a cocoon.
Yeah, but his wife, who is in her 70s, who is very stubborn, like it says, is not very nice, and so he's at this restaurant and he wants to reset his life, but like he's keeping a low profile, like he doesn't want her to know, because like he just kind of wants her to like get old and die so he can like start again. Okay. And I don't know what to do with someone is lost.
You are lost. You are
lost.
Not knowing what to do. Do you let your wife die because she doesn't want to become eternally youthful? Or, but you do, and she's stubborn, and you're also stubborn, but you want to go on an adventure. And at the start of the game, you make a big decision. And this is going to decide, what you want to do in the game. You either decide to become, youthful, which is going to turn the game into like a really good action platformer. Or you can stay an old person, and it turns into a walking simulator.
Oh, that's cool.
A walking frame simulator.
Yeah.
Walking stick simulator. Why didn't I say that?
I don't know.
That was the thing I was trying to think of. What the fuck is a walking frame?
Well, it's like those little metal things.
Well, the Zimmer frame, I think, is what it's called. But I think you can't. I think it's like sellotape. Zimmer frame is it's a brand, not the name of the product, which I think is something else. But yeah, a walking stick simulator. Now that's good. Oh, like, because you could, like, you know how like Devil May Cry 5 has old Dante in it.
Yeah.
What if Devil May Cry 6 has really old Dante in it?
Okay.
And he has a stick.
And he can't fight.
Well, no, he can fight, but with a stick, but not very well.
Yeah, no.
He has to use stick combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, instead of taunting your enemies, you have to take a breather.
Use a rebreather. Instead of taunting the enemies, you have to have a sit down. I can't believe every episode of Game Overtime always comes back to old people. How does that happen?
I think there's not enough games about them.
Okay, let's figure this out then. Hold on, let's put the generator away for a second. Let's think this out. Let's think of a game about old people or for old people.
We literally have done this as a
You
prompt.
have done this already. Wait, I found
James, I feel
maybe
like
a good generator.
Okay, let's just hit the go back button. Go back to episode 12? 13? No, 12.
Just replay that.
Oh, was it episode 11?
Okay. It was episode 11, I believe.
What the fuck was episode 12?
Right. I'm trying out this new random noun generator then. I think it's my turn again.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've got yam, signs, and beds. Now,
This sounds like a game for old people again.
I'm thinking like a cute, like a Keita Takahashi game, but you have to put yams in bed. And there's a special yam for every yam there is a bed, and it's like Goldilocks. You have to put the right yam in the right bed, otherwise there's going to be calamity. Because if these yams are angry, they go nuts. But if you get them in the right bed, they're going to get a good night's sleep, and they grow bigger. That's the thing. It's about growing yams,
and they only grow in bed. Like their bed is like the dirt, and you have to tuck them in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bed. Yeah, it is. It's like a bed and yeah. There we go. You got to put them in the right dirt. It's going to have the right acids, the right alkalines, all sorts of systems we got going on. Temperature, moisture.
But you're also taking care of them. Like you are, you know, feeding them and.
Yeah, you are, and like you're taking them out on dates, like to the park and stuff, to kind of like keep them, you know, fruitful. Like you
try
need to
not to get eaten by birds.
Like in Animal Crossing, like sometimes you have cranky villagers and all they want is like to be left alone or to have like, you know, punk objects, and then you have nice villagers and they just want to hang out. Same with the yams. You have cranky yams, they just want to be left alone and they don't want to be put next to perky yams. Don't know where sign factors into any of, unless you communicate with the yams via sign language.
Yeah, because they don't speak English.
Because they're deaf.
Yes, because they are deaf, and you have to use American Sign Language because they're American. Because yams are an American thing in Thanksgiving, right?
I don't know.
He's not American.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, whoops! Oh no! I can't believe it.
Generalized.
I've made a faux pas with our Canadian guests.
Yeah. You made me remember. I wanted to do a whole bit about freaking Kinder eggs when I came on, and I totally forgot.
Okay, let's do Kinder eggs. Right, so we're in this treehouse right now, and Lamb, I've seen it. Dennis, I've seen.
Oh yeah, I knew you guys were coming, so I got some Kinder eggs because I know you guys don't have them where you're from. So.
Oh yeah, we don't. They don't do them in the UK.
Yeah, I got some Kinder eggs. I had one left over actually because someone didn't want to have one last time. There were Kinder eggs out on the table.
Oh, that's very true. One of the people who was there on the table actually had 2 Kinder eggs. That said, I did offer the second Kinder egg because one of the people didn't have the Kinder egg. So.
You know, I have all of the toys from the Kinder eggs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
is that what they went?
Yeah,
Lamb took them all.
Okay.
I even put them. I put them in my last video.
Oh,
they're all.
I didn't see them.
They're when I was filming one of the bits at my table. There's like all the toys on the table, along with like some British money.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it to see them and see all our friends.
They're all there. I even put the business cards. I have that business card you gave me for that like motor company or whatever.
Oh, you got the Mills Motors business card in the frame. Oh, nice.
Right, this podcast is
Shout out to
sponsored
Mills
by...
Motors, by the way, in Mayhill in Swansea. But, so you sign language at the yams, and you put them in bed, and that's what makes them happy. And we call the game Yam Gang.
Oh,
Yam
good.
Gang.
Yeah, that's going to be relatable with,
That's going to be really relevant when this video comes out.
Anyway,
Ben,
I found a random
idea.
scenario generator, and I wasn't going to go with it, but this prompt is very good.
Oh, no.
How would you go about
Basing it.
faking your own death? Where would you go afterwards?
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so you're a guy who's not happy with his life.
Okay, so you're the mouse from the game that we came up with where you were deceiving people. And this is the sequel. They found out what you were doing.
Oh, no.
So you need to disappear.
So you need to fake your own death using the tools that you had in the last game.
With
You need
just
to
a
write
pencil.
you need to write a very elaborate suicide note that could possibly tie up with stuff that's in the house. Because you can't hang yourself because the rope's too thick and you're a tiny mouse.
You would also die.
Yes.
Yeah, you're trying to fake your death, not actually kill yourself.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, you can't drink bleach because you're a mouse, and that would super kill you.
I've got it. I'll kill myself and hope a necromancer discovers my body in 200 years.
I hope a necromancer discovers my really tiny mouse body and brings me back.
Before I decompose.
Yeah, which would happen nearly for 2 days, 1 day later, because I'm a tiny mouse. Okay, you have to fake your death, and then where would you go next? I mean, imagine if you had this mouse, you'd just want to maybe you go into the attic, you'd want to stick around.
Yeah, but then you can't be seen.
Maybe you have to set up activated mouse traps to make people think that that's what got you.
From the game Mousetrap.
From the game Mousetrap or the film Mouse
There's
Hunt.
only one trap in Mousetrap though, and it's that cage.
Yeah, which is the guy who goes in the yellow thing and then the thing falls on him.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have never played an actual game of Mousetrap. I've only just ever set the thing up.
Yeah, and then never actually finished.
And then never played the game.
Oh, but no, it would be good if you had to set off different traps and maybe put ketchup on the floor to make it you're bled, and have it leading into a hole in the building, and I don't know.
What if this? Oh, sorry, go on.
I don't know. Maybe kill another mouse and just have his body be there.
Well, I was going to say, what if this was an expansion on the game where you're deceiving people by writing notes, where instead you're trying to fake the deaths of these family members by making the wife slip on some tomato sauce so it looks like she's died,
and then she is dead.
Make the kids I don't know. Pretend. I don't know. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this one.
I don't know. This is going down a dark path. I think.
Yeah,
I don't
this
like
mouse.
this.
I feel like this mouse started off as alright, but now I think he's gone a bit far.
We've over-egged the mouse. Yeah. Name of the episode: Over-egging the mouse.
I think we're gonna have to introduce a cat into this scenario to kind of fix this.
Bubsy.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's get Bubsy the Bobcat in there.
And that's how he made his return.
Yep.
Finally, a good game for Bubsy. Dennis, oh wait, you already did generate. Wait, no, Dennis, generate us an idea.
Okay, we got. I'm trying to get. There's I'm trying to get something good. I'm. Okay, there we go. Let's try these three. We got baby, cars, and sink.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm thinking
you take care of baby cars. It's a baby raising game.
Yeah, and they're in a sink because sinks have curved edges, so the cars can drive up the edge without crashing.
I was thinking of this micro machines, but instead of a racetrack, it's like a velodrome where they just keep going around the side of the sink.
Yeah, they just
it's Daytona, but in a sink.
Yeah,
nice.
That's really good. Okay, done.
Oh yeah, nicely. Guys, got it in one.
That was
Babe Ruth once again has knocked it out of the park. we figured out Velodrome Sink Micro Machines baby car game.
Man, okay. I just have to say something. We need to do a visual version of Game Overtime at some point, like a live stream episode, because the visual prompts are something we've never tapped into, but I'd like to at some point, because I've just gone on on the image website, and I've got this, and I think it's very good.
To describe to people at home
so
what
this
we're
is a
looking
picture of the man and the woman, and they're looking distressed. They are on their knees on the ground,
utterly distraught.
They are on all fours on the ground. And
on the outdoor, like not like on like the floor indoor, they are outdoors.
Outside Grandmaster Flash's house, covered in graffiti, with a box behind him that says "Arrivals and Departures."
And on top of them together, they are holding up a giant cardboard box.
Rather than drawing the picture for the next episode of Game Overton, can we just use this photo?
I don't know. We can't put colour. We're not allowed.
Well, yeah, we'll do it grayscale, but can we just use this photo?
It's like the world turtle, but like world people and a box instead of the world. What's in the box?
Oh, no. I don't know.
What is in the box? That's the question.
Okay, let's figure this one out.
So what's the game?
Okay, so it's a co-op
I've already
game.
figured out. I figured out this game. It's like Tetris, but it's like you're trying to capture boxes from above, but it is a co-op game where you have to shuffle backwards and forwards, grab stuff.
Yeah, no, like you're just you're trying to transport a box between arrivals and departures.
Well, you have to get boxes from arrivals and then take them to departures.
It's kind of like a co-op Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like Octodad Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Where you use the triggers to like pump your arms to move forward. Yeah. Like Snake Pass, but both of you are Snake Pass. And you got a box on your back.
I'd definitely play it.
It reminds me of, you remember that, Game & Watch Gallery on the Game Boy? There was a game on it where it was like toads were falling out of a burning castle and you have to like bounce them into an ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining that, but with those two.
With the giant box and like luggages are flying out of like a like like the
out of Grandmaster Flash's graffiti house.
Wow.
This is good.
Yeah,
I like this.
Okay.
good prompt.
Dennis, very good prompt.
Hit us with another prompt.
We've already.
From wherever
we
you
already
want.
did, Dennis.
Yeah, it's you.
I think it's me again.
It's you, James.
Right. Okay, so. Ooh. Okay, I can already kind of figure out the game from this, but pet, distance, kittens.
Okay, so it's definitely like cats.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is like, the expression trying to herd cats.
Okay.
It's a game about trying to herd cats by petting them. And I'm thinking that the distance thing is that you play as a guy who's got like extendable arms.
Oh, like arms, but instead of punching people, you're petting the cats.
You're trying to pet the cats to herd them from a distance. So like like in nuclear power plants where they have those things that you put your hands through in order to grapple like radioactive rods. You've got like, that's what the controller should be like, but you're like Mr. Tickle. Like you can make your arms like extend out for like as long as you want them to, so you can get cats from all the way away, but you're still trying to control them like regular hands, and they are very awkward cats that you're trying to pet from a distance. Yeah, okay.
That's good.
Ben, I don't know. Give me some. Let's add some Tabasco to this idea. What can we do?
I like it. It's like Nintendogs,
but from far away and with cats.
It's like Nintendogs meets arms.
Maybe you're allergic, and that's the story.
Oh, that's why you have to keep them at a
go.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have to show them love and affection. Yeah. All right. Nice.
That's good.
Solid ideas. Ben, roll again.
Okay. My internet's cracking up, so just give me a second.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
No problem. Until Ben comes back, we will continue.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I've got a random scenario, and I really like it, so I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Your spouse has left you, but forgotten to take his or her credit card. You're not poor, so how would you use the card in ways that would really upset your ex? So it's a game about going around spending money.
Okay.
But not on just anything. Not like you're not going for the most expensive things. You're just going for specifically things that would upset your ex.
Okay.
Like they're allergic to cats, so you buy a cat.
So you're Paper Mario and Paper Peach has left you,
Okay.
but has left the Royal credit card at her house. And because it's an RPG, you can go into shops and buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got to do is you got to buy items that are going to be particularly useless to her, such as 2 of the same rings, because you can't. Why would you bother equipping the same items if you already got one of them? You got to buy low-level potions when you know that there's high-level ones for a very similar price. Why would you bother? You gotta be there we go, there's an idea that you have to be an annoying RPG protagonist. You need to do stuff that doesn't make any sense.
I think you tailor your purchases around the person that has left you.
Okay.
So say someone that left you is, I don't know, they hate animals.
Okay, so you need to buy like dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like specifically, I don't know, the more bizarre the better. You like buy an elephant for them.
You get like subscription boxes for them or something. So
you adopt a polar bear.
Nice. I do like the idea.
And they keep receiving pictures of polar bears every week.
Yeah.
I don't want this. Stop sending me animal calendars. This sucks. Hopefully April will be a good month. Oh no, another animal. I should have expected this. I do like the idea of a game where you play as like the worst, like you have an RPG party, but rather than trying to recruit them, you're trying to figure out ways to get rid of them by doing really irritating things.
That's like what happens in Animal Crossing when you have someone in your town you don't want anymore. So you're like, well, I'll just walk into them a bunch. I'll fucking hit them with my shovel. Imagine an
Animal Crossing game where rather than trying to make friends with people, you're trying to get them out of this town to try and drive the land value down. Like Tom Nook's come to you and he said, right, we're going to build some apartments here, all right? We're gonna really redevelop the area, but the problem is that we need to get these people out of here, but we can't muscle them out, so you're gonna have to be a bit craftier about this.
You play as Timmy and Tommy Nook, the bastard childs. And you're like, okay, hey, I don't know, old man Ted, we're gonna Teddy the teddy bear, we're gonna mow your lawn, and you go over and like
you just like do mow, a terrible job.
You just like mow half of it. Or you
mow obscenities into his grass.
Yeah.
You just mow fuck bears.
Or like you mow his lawn when he's like having parties and he gets pissed off because it makes too much noise. You just like really like passive aggressive.
He leaves his door open. You mow into his house.
You put some. I like this idea of an Animal Crossing game where you're gaslighting people to try and like you put roadworks outside somebody's house that never gets finished because like you're fixing the roads because of the ice, but then ice happens again and breaks the roads. So you're just constantly fixing the roads outside Animal Crossing.
Or you like park a car in front of their driveway and just leave it there.
They can't go home.
You knock all the prices up in, or you stop stocking a particular, like somebody's trying to buy like penicillin, and you just stop stocking it at Nooks and
or
Nooks
you
and
literally
Sons.
like fucking decrease the price of everything but the penicillin.
When it comes to the fishing competition, you cheat by just importing like the biggest salmon from Japan. I like this horrible Animal Crossing game where animal bastard, where you just ruin an Animal Crossing town by being the most repugnant person possible. I like it.
It's really good.
Dennis, generate us
wait,
another
just
idea.
one more thing.
Wait,
like, an animal's just got out of prison because they've committed a crime, and you're like trying to entrap them back into doing it again.
You're sending them animal blackmail.
Like
you're sending them blackmail, but in that really like nice pink paper that you get in Animal Crossing.
They were like, they've just come out of like Alcoholics Anonymous, and you're like, you just keep sending them beer.
No, oh my god.
You put out a rumor at their animal office that they've stolen money, and then what you do is that you dig a hole outside the house, put a thing of bells in it, and then like a week later, a bell tree grows. That's him. That was the guy who did it. God.
Oh god. Okay.
Animal bastard.
Dennis, move us along.
One more idea.
Okay. I got this one's okay. I got ghost dinner spoon.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is like it's a game where a family is having dinner and you're a ghost that like haunts their house, and you like pick up their spoons while they're eating and you try to like make them fling like food at each other, and you start like a food fight.
So, I like that. Yeah, like on one level the game looks like it's a family eating dinner, but it's actually you're playing as ghosts and it turns into table tennis.
Yeah.
I've noticed a theme.
Oh, you could make it 2-player. Yeah, you could have like.
Yeah, you could have like the middle of the table is separated by like a turkey.
Yeah, but you can't you can't see where the other ghost is and like what they're doing. It's almost like a one of those like prop hide and seek things, or like a battleship.
Yeah,
you don't know like
cool.
what the other player is controlling and like when they're gonna strike. But there's also like randomness because the family is like they're agents of their own and they'll like move their own utensils. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, I do like this a lot. Yeah, like what would you be trying to achieve as the ghost? Like make the most mess, or like
maybe like I don't know. I mean, if it's 2-player, you have to be like competitive. So maybe like there's like 2 families sitting down to have like. What if they're like having like an intervention or something, and there's like 2 sides or something, or like I don't know. There's like 2 families that are like rivals, or I don't know, like they're I don't know.
Yeah, you've got Romeo and Juliet on each.
Okay, so
side.
You're
like
the ghost.
Newly, like
one player is the ghost of Romeo, and the other one is Juliet, and you're trying to like screw with each other's family.
So the Montagues and Capulets are at the same Thanksgiving dinner,
and they're trying to like
opposite sides of the table.
And like you could maybe have the first level be right after Romeo and Juliet have died, but then the next one's like in like 2,000 years in the future, and everyone's eating like space food.
The Montagues and Capulets still exist, and Romeo and Juliet's ghosts come back and say, "Right, let's have a challenge. Let's fuck up Thanksgiving as much as we can." And I'm imagining it's just the music's like really extreme, like Sega arcade music. Well, on each side of this table is like an old man and his spoons just swinging around with jam going across the room. Like I imagine it should be based on like how much food is spilled.
Yeah,
so,
something like that.
Like Katamari,
or like
kind
Splatoon.
Of yeah,
you're trying to paint.
And then at the end of the match, there's 2 fat cats, and they've got the topographical map of the table and like mashed potatoes and green beans everywhere.
Maybe you get to pick what you're using, like just the consistency of different foods.
Yeah. Oh, you get to like choose the menu. Remember what the hell was that game? Tanks or whatever. I think it was just called Tanks, where like. Right. It was 2-player, and at the beginning of the game, there was like a common pool of weapons, and you had to like choose which weapons you wanted one by one. So like, what if there's like a menu at the beginning, and each one of you gets to decide how many people in your family are eating like which one? So like, you see green beans up there, and you're trying to grab it right away, and then you see like mashed potatoes.
Who gets sweet corn? Who gets cranberry sauce? Yeah,
I like the strategy element. You got to plan before you start.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want some kind of sauce or some kind of like mash, because that's going to create like a sticky surface.
Or like you want to like make combos. Like if you get meat and then you get gravy, you'll get like double points if you combine them.
Oh yeah,
I like it a lot.
And somehow this is tied to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, but it's also Splatoon.
Right, are any good puns out of that, like Romeo and Spoonliette or something?
Ooh,
Romeo passed the.
It's like they've got like Nomeo and Juliet. That's something they've done.
Yeah, with the
so is there anything like that we can get?
I was thinking I was gonna say like dinner, like something with like dinner something, but like I can't think of. Food fight I guess is the easiest one, but I feel like that's too obvious.
Shakespeare presents food fight.
William Shakespeare's food fight. The bard wrote this himself. I think we're good. I think we got quite a lot of good ideas out of this.
Dinnergeist. No, that's
no. I do like it. Doing a
No, Babe Ruth, you've done it again. You've knocked it, Buzz. There's so many baseballs in the stratosphere after this episode. It's immense.
Right. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, Mr. Ubisoft.
Yes, thank you, Denis Ubisoft, for helping us out with this, and thank you for inviting us up into your wonderful treehouse with that.
Yeah, that we've definitely been in this whole
Kinder
time.
Eggs in
Yeah. Oh, we're in a bird's nest. What kind of bird lays Kinder Eggs?
Yeah, with the wrappers on as well. It's amazing. I tell you, we need to come to. I was going to call it Port Royal, but that's not what I meant. We need to come to Mount Royal more often, I think, Ben.
Yeah, no.
We definitely need to take another trip here in the future,
It's been pleasant.
It has been pleasant.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
No, thank you very much. Ben, say the line.
Omne opus non ludere.
Which, of course, is Latin for...
Hey, you Homo sapiens, can you survive like your ancestors did?